For the first time in 20 years, the euro-dollar exchange rate is 1-to-1. Generally, a weak currency means higher income from exports. You might think this is good for Europe with them being very export dependent, but with the current global situation, it is a horrible place for them. The reason comes down to the same thing causing this recession. Energy prices. Because of massive underinvestment in energy extraction during COVID, we currently face a massive shortage. Because supply and demand is so out of whack, we've seen prices skyrocket. The kicker is that oil and natural gas is traded with the US dollar, the petrodollar, which has become 20% more expensive. So if in the US oil is 200% more expensive, in Europe, it's 240% more expensive. This is going to make inflation even worse in the Union. The only way to solve it would be to make the euro stronger, and that is not going to happen anytime soon. The ECB would need to increase their interest rates to be closer to the US Feds, but the problem is Southern Europe. Italy has a 140% debt to GDP ratio, Greece 200%. If interest rates increase, these countries would need to pay so much money on their debt, they would default. That would either mark the collapse of the EU or bring the Eurozone into the biggest economic crisis of our generation. But if the ECB does not increase interest rates, energy prices and inflation will run even higher, which will also throw them into a recession. That would surely anger the wealthy partition of the EU, especially as the only charter of the ECB is to take care of inflation. But with what's at stake, will they really follow it? They are in an impossible situation where either any action or inaction runs the risk of collapsing the EU. The bummer is that the actual solution is political. Increase the supply of energy. So the fate of the EU is firmly tied to the euro, which is collapsing. That is why the euro is the #1 reason the European Union is doomed.